Okay, what the hell is going on in the Bundesliga? The German top flight is often ridiculed for being the least competitive of the top leagues in Europe, but it appears that it is Germany that is serving us the most entertaining and mind-blowing fairy tale this season. We're used to seeing Bayern Munich walk to the title in Germany every season, but this time around, Bayer Leverkusen are giving them a real run for their money. No, scratch that. Bayer Leverkusen have actually beaten Bayern Munich up and taken their lunch money. And the side, led by former Bayern Munich player Xabi Alonso, seems determined to make a very big statement at the end of the current Bundesliga campaign by lifting the trophy for the first time in their long history. In February, they defeated Bayern Munich 3-0 in what felt like an early title decider to go 5 points clear at the top of the table and also extend their unbeaten run in the 2023 to 2024 campaign in the process. Since then, they have not let off at all. Now, how has Bayer Leverkusen been able to achieve this? How has a club that finished outside the UEFA Champions League spots last season managed to turn things around to comfortably top the most monopolistic league in Europe by 8 points 23 games in? Well, come with me today and I'll tell you how. In this video, I'll be breaking down the tactics that have helped Leverkusen enjoy so much success so far this season. We'll also be looking at the secret ingredients that could see them break Bayern's 11-year dominance in Germany. But before then, permit me to give you a little backstory so you can better appreciate how far this team has come. See, when Xabi Alonso was hired as coach in October 2022, Leverkusen were second from bottom after having played 8 games in the Bundesliga that season. The Spaniard came in with no preseason and no experience as a first-team coach, but in no time, he managed to turn things around for the club. He took Bayer Leverkusen from 17th to 6th that season, securing a Europa League spot for the following season. He also led them to the semi-final of the Europa League that season, getting knocked out by Jose Mourinho's AS Roma. Everybody who watched Leverkusen in the 2022 to 2023 season knew that something was cooking, but even with that, nobody could have correctly predicted what we're currently seeing from them this season. It has been nothing short of a jaw-dropper. They have already set a club record for longest unbeaten start to a season. More notably, they have broken Bayern Munich's record for the longest unbeaten run in the history of German football after going 33 straight games in all competitions without recording a single loss. And this, by the way, is after having encountered the almighty Bayern Munich twice. That's just absolutely insane. How has Xabi Alonso been able to achieve this sort of transformation, you ask? Well, first of all, the man knows how to identify top talents. I'll be lying if I said recruitment hasn't helped Leverkusen get to where they currently are. Alonso has pretty much reconstructed Leverkusen with his signings since his arrival, and they have been huge bargains. His most expensive signing is Nathan Tella, who cost 23.3 million euros. Just imagine that. The Spanish gaffer also signed Victor Boniface, Granit Xhaka, Jonas Hoffman, Alejandro Grimaldo, Zopsi Stanisic, among others, all of whom have quickly become the backbone of this successful squad. Xabi Alonso obviously had a vision of how he wanted to play from the very beginning, and he wanted to get the players that would give him exactly that. And it's important to note that he didn't spend so much to achieve this. Bayern Munich spent more money on Harry Kane alone than Xabi Alonso has spent since he was hired as head coach of Bayer Leverkusen 2 years ago. But of course, it's not enough to buy good players. To top Bayern Munich, their tactics have to be on point. And well, what can I say? They certainly have been with Xabi Alonso's Bayer Leverkusen. Alonso favors a pretty unique 3-4-2-1 system, which involves 3 assertive central defenders protected by 2 holding midfielders. In front of them are 2 technical and energetic attacking midfielders and a dominant striker up front. Xabi's secret ingredients? His flying wingbacks. Of course, the entire team has to be in sync for you to achieve the kind of results Leverkusen have been able to achieve so far, but Xabi Alonso's tactics apply wingbacks in a way that no other team does in Europe right now. The wingbacks, usually Alex Grimaldo and Jeremy Frimpong, assist the 3 center backs when the team is defending, but when they are with the ball, you'll find them very high up the pitch. It's the reason why they both have produced an impressive number of goal contributions so far this season. Grimaldo has managed 21 goal contributions in 33 appearances, while Frimpong has produced 9 19 and 29. For context, Vinny Jr. has managed 19 goal contributions in 23 appearances so far this season, and he's Real Madrid's best attacker. This shows you how impressive these defenders have been and how important they are for Xabi Alonso's system. When the team is in possession, you'll see them very high up the pitch, but when the moment's possession is lost, they track back to form a solid back five. The dynamism and athleticism of these wingbacks have helped Alonso's men achieve a lot of success so far this season. But the wingbacks aside, the presence of two attacking midfielders as well as a double pivot makes the midfield difficult to get past. These four guys create a box midfield, which means that there are a lot of bodies at the center of the pack, so teams find it hard to break them down. And even if you somehow manage to get past them, you have a back five ready to absorb as much pressure as you're ready to throw at them. You wonder how effective a box midfield can be? Well, that's what Pep Guardiola used to complete the European treble with Manchester City in the 2022 through 2023 season. The only difference is that Pep borrows a defender to complete the box, while Alonso just has a permanent box. This seemingly simple tactic is one of the reasons Bayer Leverkusen are currently the club with the fewest goals conceded in Europe's top 5 leagues. They have also conceded just 20 goals in 33 games, keeping 15 clean sheets in the process. Another thing that might have gone under the radar is Xabi Alonso's knack for maintaining a winning formula. He hasn't tinkered much with his formation. Whether he's playing Mainz or Bayern Munich, he maintains the same basic system. Of course, a few changes will be made to best defeat the opponent, but the philosophy remains the same. That consistency helps players a lot, especially mentally. The roles they play become a second nature to them because they do the same things every day. Also, the players get so used to each other that they can predict where the next man will be or what runs he'll make in the next moment. This might seem small, but top coaches know that things like this just cannot be overemphasized. Something else that cannot be overemphasized is the equality of every player in the squad. In Alonso's team, no one player is seen as more important than the other, and as such, there isn't an over-reliance on one player in any position of the pitch. Therefore, everybody knows that they have to pitch in when and how they can. As we came to learn in the game of football, overdependence on one player can very easily get disastrous. If the player gets injured or is just having a bad run of games, it could seriously rock the boat and affect the entire team. But Xabi Alonso has brilliantly avoided that. I mean, just look at how he was able to comfortably deal with the almighty Bayern Munich without one of his best defenders, Adelan Cosono, his best defensive midfielder, Ezequiel Palacios, and his best striker and top goal scorer, Victor Boniface. He was only able to get this result in spite of the major absentees because he has trained his players to never be too reliant on one or a few players. In conclusion, if you really tear down Xabi Alonso's style, you'll see elements of some of the fine coaches he was tutored by, including Pep Guardiola at Bayern Munich, Jose Mourinho and Carlo Ancelotti at Real Madrid, and Rafa Benitez at Liverpool. I mean, if you watch Leverkusen enough, that brilliant passing is impossible to miss. They move the ball around like a Guardiola drill team. They always know how to find the nearest man and open up spaces with slick passing. But they're not an all-out possession-based team, as they still play with the low block, maintaining a shape of 5 defenders when they're not on the offensive, something Jose Mourinho would certainly be proud of. The way they have been able to combine these two seemingly contrasting tactics have yielded massive results, but that's not even all. As someone who played in Germany for years, Alonso certainly could not set up a team without drilling them on how to press. This Bayer Leverkusen team loves to hold the ball, but when they lose it, they make the opponents very uncomfortable with their intense counterpress, or gegenpress as Germans might prefer to call it. Alonso makes his players work hard off the ball just like Jurgen Klopp, and thanks to this, teams find it difficult to build from the back against Leverkusen because the striker as well as the 2 attacking midfielders make life hell for the opposition defenders with their high and relentless pressing. And if you somehow manage to bypass the press of those 3 players, you still have a back 5 protected by a double pivot to get past. It's hell for opponents. Now, when they attack, Bayer Leverkusen are super direct, like a team coached by Carlo Ancelotti. When they have possession of the ball, the wingbacks fly up the pitch, which allows Leverkusen to attack with 5 men. This makes it so difficult for any defense to stop them. It's no surprise why in Europe's top 5 leagues, only the heavy hitters like Manchester City, Liverpool, Bayern Munich, and Arsenal have been able to outscore them so far this season. But you know what? Let's just drop all this technical talk for a second. Sometimes you just have to leave the analysis aside and just watch football with your eyes. If you do, you'd see that Bayer Leverkusen are such an entertaining team to watch. The way they pass, press, defend, and attack is truly a beauty to behold. At this point, it is clear that Xabi Alonso has worked wonders with that team. No wonder he's one of the most sought-after coaches in the world right now, less than 2 years into his career as a first-team coach. But will he be able to see it through this season? Is he really going to complete this fairy tale that seems to be brewing? Will former Bayern Munich midfielders successfully lead Bayer Leverkusen to their first ever Bundesliga trophy? And could they do one better by winning it without losing a single game all season? What do you think? Tell me in the comments. While you do that, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one as always. Goodbye!